Hey guys, can you see me? Can you hear me? Welcome to my first ever live Q&A here on Facebook. I'm just gonna check to see if this broadcast works before we get things started. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. I want to know if you can hear me well. And I'm just gonna check right here. Okay, looks good, looks good. Let's get it started. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm a karate nerd, which basically means that from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, all I do is karate. I practice, I teach, I learn, I read, I write, I travel, I do seminars, and today, for the first time ever, I'm trying to do a live Facebook broadcast Q&A. So the main idea is that you can just ask me any question in the comment section. And I will use my iPad over here to look at the comment section. And then, of course, do my best to answer your question. And you can ask me anything about karate. For example, kata, kumite, kihon, bunkai, the practical applications of kata, or maybe something else. Perhaps something with weapons. It's up to you. Self-defense, you name it. Groundwork, I practice most things. And of course, feel free to ask about something not related to your training. It could be about my blog, karatebyjesse.com, or some of my projects like the Seishin Karate Gi, or my seminars, the Karate Nerd Experience, if you've read about that, you know, with the pink belts, or maybe something about my books, like the Karate Code. So please feel free to ask a question in the comment section, and I will just check out the questions and then do my best to answer. I hope you can hear me well and see me well. Please let me know also in the comment section how that's working out, if the video is good. Okay, so I'm checking right now to see if I can see any comments. I'm not sure if my internet is working correctly over here. Can the cameraman see any comments? No, okay. So, again, this is my live Q&A. So if you have any questions about how to improve your karate, just write in the comment section of this video. And it can be about anything. I cannot guarantee that I know the answer, but I'll do my best. By the way, a very common question that I get a lot is on how to stay motivated to practice karate. Because we all have moments where it's up and down with motivation, right? And I could begin by answering that question because I get it a lot. The secret to staying motivated when it comes to practicing karate involves three very important keys. Number one is mastery. You need to have a continuous sense of mastery, of progress. And that's why the belt system is a good thing, because you get a new belt when you learn something new, right? So, mastery is number one. If you don't have a sense of developing yourself, of mastering karate, then motivation is nowhere to be found. The second thing after mastery is autonomy. Autonomy. You need to have this sense of freedom in choosing how to improve your karate and what to work on in order to reach your goals. So mastery, autonomy, the freedom of training however, whenever you want, of course, together with a sensei, not just on your own. And then the third part is purpose. Purpose is the last key for always staying motivated when you practice karate. You need to know the purpose of your training. For some people, it's competing. They want to compete and get trophies and medals. For another person, it might just be an exotic hobby, or a way to stay in shape or lose weight. Or in my case, it might be a lifestyle. For some people, it's definitely also a business, like, you know, the McDojo stuff. So once you have those three keys, mastery, autonomy, and purpose, then you're always motivated to practice karate. And if you don't have motivation to practice karate, then you need to check yourself and evaluate these 3 points. Mastery, autonomy, purpose, not progress. Progress is what you want. Anyway, I have many more questions that I can ask myself and answer. But now I'm just gonna check the comment section and see how this live feed, this live video is working. Let me see. If you're watching this right now, please write what country you're from in the comment section. I'm very interested to know, where are you from? Me, I'm actually from Sweden. But I travel a lot, of course. I go to many different countries teaching seminars. And believe it or not, English is my 3rd language, but I'm doing my best. So please excuse me if I stumble on some words today. Okay, so we have a lot of questions coming in. Let me just check these out and choose a few. Okay, let's see. First question. Do you have any recommendation to stretch or strengthen to improve the sidekick? This question is asked by Nicole. Thank you, Nicole-san. Very good question, but I already have a very popular video on that exact topic. Check my Facebook page at the top. It's posted right there. It's pinned to the top. You can also check my website, karatebyjesse.com, to learn how to improve your sidekick. We don't have to repeat that right here, right now, because there's a good video on that exact topic or subject. Second question is from Michaela Kesen. How do you do a good Ushiro Geri? And for those who don't know, Ushiro means back or behind in Japanese. So an Ushiro Geri is the back kick, right? And in order to do a good back kick, you need to sign up for Karate Nerd Insider, which is my weekly video subscription club. Because believe it or not, last week I did a video on how to improve your back kick. So I'm not going to repeat all of that here, because there are many important details when it comes to the back kick. So sorry about that. Next question. Rick-san wants to know, do you do seminars in Canada? Yes, Rick. Actually, this Friday I'm going to Quebec, which is in Canada, but everyone speaks French. And then I'm going to Toronto, or like a city or suburb just outside of Toronto. It's called Kitchener. So I'm actually, believe it or not, next week doing 1, 2, 3 seminars in Canada. Check out the events page on my Facebook. You can click events and see those seminars right there, but I believe they're already sold out. Okay, more questions. Let's see. Okay, here's a long question. Given your role as a teacher, that would be me, how do your students feel about you being away from the dojo for extended periods abroad for your own training and international seminars? And the question was asked by Nate-san. I, of course, met Nate at a recent seminar I did in the US. And this is a very good question, but you shouldn't ask me, because I don't know how my students feel when I'm away. But I hope that they're maybe a little bit proud, and hopefully they keep practicing what I tell them to practice during the periods I'm actually here. Again, I think karate is a personal journey up to the top of Mount Karate. You could say that karate is a mountain, right? And we all have our own paths. Of course, a sensei or a teacher can guide you, but he cannot walk for you. So that progress, that work needs to be done by you. And I believe this is a big, or very important also, of course, difference between the Japanese way to practice karate and the Western way to practice karate. In the West, we always want to know what to do next. How should I do that? Why should I do that? And when should I do that? But in Japan, they have something called learning by doing. You don't ask anything. You just say, "Hai" or "os." You bow to your sensei and you keep practicing that, sometimes for weeks or months, until you get maybe 1 or 2 tiny details that you can improve. And then you're super grateful for that. So hopefully that answers your question, Nate-san. Good question. Okay, next question. Let's see. A lot of questions. My internet connection is not perfect right now, but I'm doing my best to find a new question. Okay. How many times have you been to Japan? Good question, again, from Michela or Michela. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that, but still a very good question. So the first time I went to Japan, I think I was like 7 years old. And of course, that's very unusual. No 7-year-old goes to Japan on his own, right? So naturally, you might understand from my answer that both of my parents practice karate. And this is how I grew up in the dojo. So I come from a martial arts family. So I went to Japan and Okinawa as a kid many times. And honestly, I lost count on how many times I've been there. But in 2009, I went there to study at Okinawa University. And Okinawa, of course, is the birthplace of karate, which is why I went there to study. But actually, I just wanted a quick way to get a visa so I could just practice every day. So I've been to Japan a lot, especially Okinawa, and I even lived there for a while. I hope that answers your question. Good question. Okay, we have a lot of people checking in from the US, from the UK, New York. What's up, Ralph-san in New York? Big up. That was my rap slang, big up. I never say that usually. Okay, let's see. Robert John Willis wants to know, hi Robert, is sport karate a good thing? And that is a very good question, because there seems to be this divide, right, between traditional karate and sport karate. And a few people are in the middle and they don't really see what the fuss is all about, because to them it's the same. Okay, my answer is it can be good or bad. It depends on how you do it. When it comes to karate, it's not so much what you do, at least not to me, but how you do it. You can do bad traditional karate and you can do good sport karate. It depends on what your purpose with training is. If you want practical self-defense, if you want to be able to protect yourself and your family and your loved ones, then maybe more traditional training is good for you. However, if you want to win trophies, if you want to be an athlete, if you want to get in shape, if you want to get some funding from the government, then maybe the sporting side is better for you. I think karate should more or less be divided into good karate or bad karate, not sport karate or traditional karate. Because in the end, it's not what you do, but how you do it. And why you're practicing, of course. Very important to know. Okay, let's see. By the way, again, I want to know where you're watching from. So if you're watching this, please let me know. Just put a comment in the comment section and let me know what country are you from. Let's see. Okay, new questions. And remember, write your questions in the comment section. I'm checking right now. Let's see. Chris says, this live feed is amazing, Jesse. Well, thank you very much, Chris. That makes me glad to hear. I've never done a live Q&A session before. This is my very first time, and I'm so glad you want to join me right here, right now, live from my dojo to you. Okay, next question. Let's see. Okay, Chris-san says, Bruce Lee inspired me to do karate. Did anyone inspire you? That would be me. Yes, Chris-san. You could say that my parents inspired me to do karate, because Basically, I've been doing karate since I could walk, or even before I could walk, because when my mom was pregnant, she was practicing karate with me in her belly. So it would be foolish of me to say that anyone else inspired me more than my parents. And I was very lucky in that regard, to have that upbringing. Basically, I grew up in the dojo. Okay, I hope that answers the question. Next one. Gustavo-san. Hello, Gustavo-san. Hi, Jesse. Do you just practice karate? Or do you practice any other discipline like boxing? And that is a very good question. I believe everyone should try different martial arts. Maybe not in the beginning when you're just starting out, because that can be confusing. Start with one thing, but then gradually try other things as well. And eventually you'll connect the dots and you'll see your own style or practice in a new light. It's that, again, imagine karate is a mountain. You can see your mountain better sometimes if you climb the mountain next to your mountain, right? Another perspective. So to answer your question, yes, I practice anything and everything with everyone if I think it can improve my karate. I never limit myself because I think life's too short to just do one thing like this. At least right now in my evolution. Maybe I will have another mindset when I'm 60 years old, hopefully, who knows. But right now, yeah, sure, I practice everything. For example, my brother is a professional MMA fighter. We practice together and learn from each other. I go to seminars. Like a few months ago, I actually did a boxing seminar. I attended a boxing seminar. I want to learn everything that can help me grow on my journey up the mountain of karate. And sometimes that means I have to think outside of the box. So yes, that is my answer. I hope that helps. Good question. Next, let's see. New York. Hey, New York. What else? Video is great. Thank you very much, Claudio-san. I'm glad to hear that you like the video. Also, let me know if the audio is good. Can you hear me? Or do I need to speak louder or maybe softer? Let's see. Next comment. I'm trying to get my Wi-Fi to work better. Okay, Matt-san has a question. Hi, Jesse-san. If you have a favorite style, what would that be? Regards, Matt from Scotland. Hey Matt, I hope to see you at my Scotland seminar, by the way. So the question is, do I have a favorite style? And I think, honestly, the biggest problem with karate is styles. I don't believe in styles. I don't subscribe to styles. I don't accept the idea that we are dividing karate into different styles, which keeps people from each other, right? A lot of people treat their style like a religion. It's like, I'm doing this, they're doing that, and we are right and they are wrong. And I like the idea of being able to practice with anyone, anywhere, any style of karate. And if I just limit myself to this certain style, then I can't do that. So I don't believe in styles. I believe in good karate and bad karate. And then whatever you choose to call that, Shotokan, Wadoryu, Shitoryu, Gojuru, Uechiryu, Shorin-ryu, is up to you. It's not really interesting. It's just a label, I believe. It all comes down to good karate or bad karate. And my choice is, of course, good karate. Then the next question is, what exactly is good karate? And I think you could write a book about that answer. But to me, it comes down basically to the three essential components of good karate, which are in Japanese, Shin, Gi, Tai. Shin means the mind. Gi means technique. And Tai means the body or the physical training. So it's all about connecting that triangle, right? Your mind, your body, and your technique. A lot of people have just one of these. In a lot of dojos, it's very physical. or just very technical, or just very spiritual. A few dojos have maybe 2 of these, technical and physical, or spiritual and technical, but not so physical. A few dojos, very few, have all 3, Shin, Gi, Tai. And even fewer dojos have these 3 in perfect proportion to each other. And to me, that's what you should strive for in a dojo when you're searching for a dojo. Because that means it's good karate, in my opinion, and in my experience, of course. Okay, I hope that answers the question. Next one. Let's see. Das from the UK. Hey, Sensei Das. For those of you who don't know, he hosted my seminar in the UK, my first one. And he says, I completely agree with you on styles, Jesse. Great live Q&A, by the way. Thank you very much, Sensei Das. I appreciate it. And thank you for ordering that limo for my last seminar. It was amazing. Okay, next. Next question. Okay. You are awesome. Thank you very much, Sean-san. I appreciate it. I really do. Let's see. Okay. Terry-san, from Canada, I believe, wants to know, can you please describe to others who are not aware of how Kobudo and Karate are related? For those who don't know, Kobudo is the weapons, right? Those old ancient farming tools that they use in Okinawa, the birthplace of karate. And I believe Kobudo and Karate are like sister and brother. Most people don't know or don't practice Kobudo, the weapons. But if you want to be able to protect yourself, to defend yourself against any weapon, then you have to understand how weapons work. And to me, that is one of the biggest and most important reasons to practice Kobudo. If you think karate should be used for self-defense, of course. If you just think karate is a sport, then Kobudo might not be that useful for you. But you guys know me. I'm a karate nerd. I want to do it all. Kata, Kihon, Kumite, Kobudo, bunkai. So, of course, it is as important to me as everything else. And a weapon, I mean, let's ask ourselves, what is a weapon anyway? My fist is a weapon, right? My knee is a weapon. My head, my elbow, my foot is a weapon. Your body is a weapon. And if you grab something like a stick, or like a tonfa, or nunchaku, or eiko, or some other weapon, then that is just a natural extension of your body. And if you cannot use your body, you will not be able to use the weapon. So I believe you should first practice karate, as it's pronounced in Japanese, or karate, as we say in English. And then you should move on to Kobudo, to using some kind of weapon, to learn how to understand your body better, even though you may never use the actual weapon in self-defense. But Kobudo, the art of practicing with karate's old weapons, also gives you a lot of freedom. Because let's say that you are attacked by someone outside on the street, then you have the ability to pick up something from your immediate environment and use that as a weapon. But if you've never practiced with weapons before, then you have no idea how to use something in your environment as a weapon. It would actually cripple you. You would be better off throwing it away and using your karate skills, which you have practiced. Does that make sense? I hope that answers your question, Terry-san. Good question and very important question. I hope people remember the answer that I gave. It was pretty long-winded. Okay, next question. Vusal-san from Turkey, hi Vusal-san, wants to know, is it possible to mix karate with Aikido? And yes, it is very possible. In fact, I encourage it. Not in the beginning, because it can be confusing, but as you know, there are 3 stages of progress in karate, known as Shu, Ha, Ri in Japanese. And when you get to the later stages, it is important to open up your box of karate and widen your perspective. And the softness in Aikido can definitely help you overcome the straight linear, stiff kind of style that many people develop if they only practice modern karate all the time. So yes, I believe it is very good that you practice Aikido together with your karate, but not in the beginning. It has to come naturally later in your evolution, in your progress as a karate practitioner. I hope that answers your question. Let's see, next. We have a lot of questions coming in. I am very glad. That makes me happy. Let's see. Edmund-san wants to know, will karate be in the Tokyo Olympics in 2020? I don't know. That's in the future, and I can't tell the future, but what I can tell you is that I have connections or people who know, and they tell me that karate will be in the Olympics 2020 with 95% certainty. So you'd better prepare. Next question. Let's see. What do you think about Korean Tang Soo Do? The question comes from Francisco. Hello, Francisco. Thank you very much for the question. I don't want to talk about something I don't know anything about. And honestly, I don't know enough about Tang Soo Do to give an opinion on it. It seems to be Korean karate. And many times when I teach seminars, practitioners come from Tang Soo Do clubs. And I do know that Chuck Norris practiced Tang Soo Do, and he is dangerous. So it's probably a very good martial art in that regard. When it comes to kicks, the roundhouse kick especially, right? I have a ton of Chuck Norris jokes, by the way, but I'll not tell them right here, right now. Okay, next question. Let's see. Okay. Henriksson from Denmark wants to know if I think traditional bunkai is good or bad in relation to practical application of karate. I'm not really sure what that question means, but there are, of course, different kinds of bunkai. To make it easy, we could say we have 2 or 3 kinds of bunkai. We have omote, which means surface in Japanese. So omote bunkai, or omote application to a kata, means you do something exactly like it looks. So if something looks like this in a kata, like a high block, then it's probably a high block in the bunkai, right? That would be an omote type bunkai. Another kind of bunkai is ura. Ura means backside. So maybe a hidden bunkai of this or the backside would be that it maybe is a strike. You know, on the neck with your forearm, also known as udeuchi in Japanese. So it looks like a block, but it could be a strike to the neck, bang, like that. So those are the 2 basic ways of looking at bunkai, and I've written a lot about these ideas about how to extract the bunkai from kata. So please check out my website for more deep answers to that, because we can talk all day about that, honestly. Okay, let's see. A lot of questions. Okay, Meg-san from, I don't know, maybe the US, wants to know some ideas on teaching kids. And honestly, I love teaching kids because they're so honest. When I teach grown-ups or adults, sometimes I'm not sure if they understand what I mean, or if they agree with what I teach, or if they like me or not. But kids are brutally honest. If they think your class sucks, you will know it. If they think your class is great, you will know it. So I believe it is very important to teach kids and always be honest. Tell them why you're doing stuff and what things are supposed to be used for. Don't just do that monkey see, monkey do thing, okay? I think kids deserve better. That's what I can say when it comes to teaching kids. I wrote an article with 3 very important secrets for teaching kids and for making them love you as an instructor and respect you. You should check that article out on karatebyjesse.com, which of course is my blog, but you already knew that. Let's see, next question. Louise' son wants to know, will I ever come to Ireland? Yes, of course. I've been there once. I've been there once before. It was a great place, beautiful nature. I'd love to go back one day, especially for a seminar. So just let me know when you want me there and I'll be on the next flight. California checking in. What's up, UK? Do we have any other countries other than US, UK, and yeah, New York again? Anyone from Australia? No? Scotland. Okay. Jory's son wants to know, hi Jess, what's the importance of mind in karate? Well, if your mind is not here, then where is it? Your mind is number 1. Karate is 99% your mind. In fact, without your mind, you can't even get out of bed in the morning. So that is the importance of your mind in karate. The hard part about mind is that you can't really see it. You can see your body, the physical training, you can see techniques. So those are easy to fix, to correct. But you cannot see your mind, which means that a lot of people ignore it, basically. But I believe training your mind and your mindset, your way of thinking about karate and life is the number 1 priority in karate. At least in my opinion. Okay, let's see. Next question is from, let's see, Denmark. No, here we have one. Stefano-san from Italy. Ciao, Stefano. Stefano was actually a participant at the Karate Nerd Experience last year. And nice to see you again. Okay, the question is, what's your favorite book on martial arts? Great question, Stefano-san. As you know, I'm a karate nerd, and you are too, which means that I read a lot of books. So to pick my favorite, that would be like for a parent to pick their favorite kid, or to pick my favorite ice cream flavor or sushi. I love ice cream, I love sushi. I don't have any kids, but I would love them all equally the same. So it's hard to tell, what's my favorite book. But I would have to say that one of the most important books when it comes to karate is the Bubishi, or Wu Bei Zi as it's known in Chinese, which of course is known as the manual or the Bible of old school karate. You should definitely check that out. The best translation and compilation is by Patrick McCarthy, Sensei Patrick McCarthy from Australia. That's like my number 1 pick. And then, actually, I love a book written by Choki Motobu. And Motobu Choki, or Choki Motobu, was one of the famous legendary street fighters of old school karate. Many people didn't like him at that time, but today many people regard him as a great master, because he would use his karate back in the days in Okinawa on the street. And he wrote a book called Watashi no Karate Jutsu, which means my karate jutsu. And jutsu means practical skill, as opposed to karate do, which means the way of karate. So you can tell just from the title that he thought karate should be practical. And he wrote down a lot of important stuff, interesting historical stuff in his book, which has been translated also by Sensei Patrick McCarthy from the Ryukyu Karate Research Society. So check that out. Those 2 books, I believe, are essential. I will not say my book, because honestly, I can write much better books these days. That was a long time ago. The Karate Code, my first book, it went to number 1 Amazon on the bestseller list when I published it. But I'm actually thinking about writing a new book, so just wait for that one. I think it will be even better. Okay? Let's see, next question. I'm updating the live feed. By the way, what time is it? How much time do we have left? Okay, I have a booking at a Japanese restaurant because it's like my mom's birthday next week. So I have to go in like 10 minutes. Let's see. Maybe we can do 1 or 2 more questions. Okay, so just write your question in the comment section. And also let me know what country you're from. I want to know. Let's see. Okay, next question. Let's see. There are so many questions I can't even pick. Jonathan's son wants to know, what is more important, student development or trophies for the dojo? Apparently, many people have said to him that a lack of trophies means that the teaching is poor in a dojo. And I believe, of course, that this is entirely wrong. Trophies are great if you are externally motivated. I believe a true karate practitioner should be internally motivated. What makes you tick? Why do you practice karate? Of course, for some people it's all about the external stuff. The belts, the parents, the trophies, the awards. And that's fine, but I believe those things don't last. And to me, karate, the art of karate, is something you should be able to practice for a lifetime. So you need to think about, what motivates me? Is it something on the inside or something on the outside? And if someone tells you that your motivation is off, then tell them to get lost. They can find a Mac dojo with plenty of trophies. In fact, anyone can go and buy a trophy. How fun is that? So that's my answer. I hope that answers the question. Okay? I'm just saying what I feel. I'm not trying to be politically correct right here. Okay, let's see. Next question. Let's take 1 or 2 more questions before I have to leave because I have some sushi to eat. Okay? Next. There are so many questions. It's hard to choose. Okay, Stevenson wants to know, first of all, hi Stephen, from Wales, the UK. Any tips for teaching very young children from 4 years old? Okay, wow, that is difficult. I know, because I tried once and I'm not sure I want to do that again. When it comes to 4 years old, I even know people who teach 3 years olds. It's hard to teach them karate because their brains are not that fully developed yet. They can't really tell what's right, what's left, what's up, what's down, what's front, what's back. They don't have that natural human development because they're so young. So I think you should focus on just teaching them to follow your orders, to stand up, to go to the right or left side, to roll around on the floor, to jump, to make a fist, to swing their legs. You know, just basically teaching them right and left side, just the physical preparation. And then once they're maybe 6, 5, 6, 7, then you can go on to the more karate specific development. Okay, because if you start karate too early, you might have problems later on. Because the human body doesn't really work that way. It's not made to practice karate, and some stuff can actually be a bit dangerous for kids. So I believe if you're teaching kids, especially young kids, then you have a lot of responsibility to do that right. And just focus on having fun, man. If they learn to associate karate training with happy times, then they'll keep training forever until they can learn more real karate stuff, if you know what I mean. Okay, next question. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, by the way, I just need to have a quick sip of water. Can you see that? Can you see that? Yeah, it's a station sticker. I had to do it. Okay, enough with the product placement. Next, one more question. There are so many questions I can't even choose. Hello from Australia. Hey man, hello from Chile. Cool. Chile, I love Chile. Okay. Perth, Australia. Yes, I'm coming to Australia I already went there. I loved it. I'm definitely coming back. When? I'm not sure. I have so many other places I want to go. Sorry. But maybe this year. Who knows? Okay. How to improve your stances? Not right now. Let's see. Okay. Adson wants to know, what is your best memory from training in Okinawa? And for those of you who missed that answer previously about Okinawa, I've been there like over a dozen times. I used to live there. I studied at university, Japanese language and culture. So, I mean, I have hundreds of memories from Okinawa. So it would be like, I can't really choose one thing. I'll have to pass on that. Like, the whole idea of just being in the birthplace of karate is mind-blowing. And everything is the opposite of the West. For example, Japanese people, they don't count like we do. 1, 2, 3, 4. They do it the opposite way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, you know, just these basic cultural things, the social setting, everything just makes you go crazy in the beginning. But then once you learn to understand the mindset and the way that Japanese people work, then you can really start to enjoy it. Especially if you're a natural introvert like I am, because Japanese people are not loud. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Like everything, the whole of Okinawa is an amazing experience, and I hope you can go there one day. I mean, even if your style is not from Okinawa, even if your sensei or you practice more Japanese or more Western karate, I think there's something to learn from going there. And no, the Okinawan government did not pay me to say that. I actually believe that. Okay, let's take 1 or 2 more questions. New York again. Okay, cool. Hi, Chicago. Vietnam, cool, that's nice. What more countries? USA, UK, awesome, awesome. Question from Stephanie-san. Do I have an interest in doing seminars around South America? Yeah, sure, I can do that. I love South America. I went to Brazil last year. I believe that is in South America. And that was a great experience, but I didn't go there to teach any seminars. I think the only problem would be the language barrier. I usually teach seminars where people speak English. I speak Swedish, I speak Finnish, I speak English, a little bit of Japanese. I forgot much of it, most of it. But I don't speak Spanish, even though I practiced that for 6 years. But that was in school. I wasn't really interested in school. I was more interested in karate, obviously. So maybe I should have studied more Spanish. I would love to go if someone can help me with the language. Okay, let's see. We have a few more minutes left before I have to go. Like I said, it's my mom's birthday next weekend, so we're having like this Japanese dinner. And for those of you who missed that, my mom is actually my original sensei, because this is my family's dojo that I'm standing in. It's like our family thing. One more question. Hello, Sensei Roy. We are looking forward to you coming to Dundee in Scotland for your seminar. I will make sure we have carrot cake. Yes! Carrot cake! Awesome. Thank you very much, Sensei Roy. I'm looking forward to the seminar and especially the carrot cake. It's so funny because when I go to different seminars, like I went to Australia, the US, Canada, UK, someone always brings me a carrot cake, and that makes me so happy. It's so fun. One time I got like a huge cake just for me, and I just had a spoon, and I was like, it was, I mean, of course I had, you know, a little bit of stomach ache afterwards, but totally worth it, totally. Okay, let's see. Okay, we can take 1 or 2 more questions, but I really have to go, so let's make it quick. I'm trying to see if my internet connection can work better. Okay, here we go. Question. Denmark. What other countries do we have? Boston, MA. Oh yeah. Okay, Andrew-san has a question about proper breathing in karate. How should I breathe with proper posture. Yes, expand the stomach. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so as you probably know, correct breathing is essential for good karate. If you don't breathe, you die. At least last time I checked. I haven't tried yet and I won't do that. So the question is naturally, how do you breathe in karate? There are many different ideas and different instructors have different ways of teaching breathing. I think you should just breathe naturally, because if you force the breathing like this, like I see a lot of people doing, then you become very stiff and your throat becomes sore. You should actually breathe. Can you see my stomach? Okay, I'm not sure how the camera is. So look, you should do something called belly breathing, using your diaphragm, not your chest. Look, this is chest breathing. We don't want that, because you want to be able to maintain a good posture, which means that your shoulders need to be down and your chest needs to sink. So strive to do this. Big belly, and then exhale from the belly. Did you see that? That's the power of belly breathing. And then how, of course, to synchronize this natural belly breathing with your techniques. That's something you really have to practice. To breathe using your belly is the way the body naturally breathes mainly when you sleep or when you're very relaxed. So if you breathe using your belly instead of just your chest, you're giving your body, your brain, a signal that you are relaxed instead of being all tensed up. So if you feel that your techniques are tense or stiff or awkward, maybe the problem is in the way you breathe. Okay? So, I mean, you can learn how to breathe this way from YouTube videos, from a yoga class, from something else, from somewhere else, someone else. It's all about learning the difference between chest breathing and belly breathing, and then the next step is applying that to your karate techniques. Okay? I hope that answers the question. Like I said, there are so many ways to breathe, and all of them have their own good, strong, and weak points. But essentially, belly breathing is where it's at. And make sure that it's natural, not forced, unless it has to be forced. Some styles like Goju-ryu karate or Uechi-ryu have their own specific type of breathing. And you should always do what your sensei says, of course. Now, time for some more product placement. Can you see that? Okay, finally, one more question before I have to go. I really have to go right now. I'm so glad that you wanted to join on my first ever live Q&A from my dojo right here, right now. So let's end with one more question, and then I'll have to sign off or sign out. What's the proper? I'm not sure. Anyway, let's see. Okay. Question. Greetings from Mexico. Nope. Tony-san, Tony Löschner. Guten Tag, Tony. I believe you're from Germany. Is that correct? Yes, regards from Germany. Okay, last question is from Tony-san, or Sensei Tony perhaps. And Tony's question is this. How can we train to stay healthy? Because there are a lot of trainers who don't care about this. How can we avoid having an army of invalids with elbow, hip, and knee problems? Regards from Germany. Okay, Tony-san, I believe this is a very good question to end with because it's so important. You need to practice karate the way your body is meant to function. And I don't want to be disrespectful, but let's be honest. Some of the old karate masters perhaps did not have a scientific understanding of how the human body works in movement, in motion, also known as biomechanics. They didn't have a PhD. They don't know about motor science. They just did their best with what they knew. So of course I think karate should develop. We should use our current understanding of the human body and how it works, and use that knowledge to elevate our understanding of how to apply karate in the dojo and outside of the dojo. This is the reason why I write so many articles on, for example, that you should put your knee above your foot in different stances, or you should have your neck straight, or you should have your elbow in and your shoulder down, and you should have your back straight, and you should breathe from here, yada yada. Because no matter what style you practice, the human body is what connects us. That's why I believe if you focus on not what you do, but how you do it. Like I said before, how do you do something? We're all using the same tool for karate, the human body. And if you understand its strengths and its weaknesses, then you can use that to elevate, to improve, to boost, to supercharge your karate more than someone who has only a very low or basic understanding of how the human body works and functions. Okay, so yeah, I believe that every karate trainer should study the human body and its anatomy and biomechanics, and this is actually why I am going to write a book about that. Now, that being said, I'm not an expert at this. I'm like you, I'm someone searching for the answers. However, luckily, I've been blessed with the ability to travel around, train with different masters, hear what they're saying, read books, practice there, go to seminars here and there. And then what I do is I observe, and then I put this together, I strive to connect the dots, and then I'm sharing this with you. Because I'm not an expert, but I learn from experts. Okay? I hope that answers your question. This has been so great. I'm so happy that all of you from all over the world chose to be here with me on this live, my first ever live Q&A here on Facebook. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to doing this again. Bye.